Hello.
Evening.
It's not evening, is it? It's morning. It's our evening.
It is our evening.
We should have done this morning,
Yeah.
shouldn't we? We just wanted to say hello and introduce this week's vlog, but also say a massive thank you because we've finally reached
10,000 subscribers.
Yeah, can't believe it. It's
I
mad,
can't
isn't
believe it.
I know.
Yeah.
So a big thank you to everyone that's subscribed. Now, also today we had a visit from a lovely couple.
Vicky and Nick.
Yeah, from...
Well, Vicky's from Australia. Well, New Zealand,
Yeah.
actually. Lived in Australia, but Nick is actually from Yorkshire.
Yeah, I lived in Australia for 35 years.
So they've packed up and come back to the UK to live on a beautiful narrowboat. So we're hoping at some point we'll get to see their narrowboat too.
Yeah. Oh, that is the wind.
It is.
Blowing
It's
the
really
boat.
windy.
It's really stormy
Yeah.
tonight. We weren't expecting this at all, were we? But they brought their dog Millie today, and they've lived in Australia for 35 years. So they've given up a lot, haven't they, to
Yeah.
come to the UK? But yeah, they told us all the reasons they'd done it, and we just hope. I think they're going to love it, aren't they?
Yeah, I really hope so. And I hope we're bumping into them, not literally, while we're cruising.
Yeah. We've said we may go down to Mersey Marina to visit them, and we know a few other boaters down there and vloggers, don't we? So that'd be nice.
Yeah,
to see
so
them.
we'll hopefully do that in the next few weeks if we can. Although we've got a busy few weeks trying to
Yeah, we have.
move ourselves, haven't we? So Easter weekend we're hoping to really crack on. The breach is open next week. Well, it's fixed next week. But we're busy, aren't we? We're working at the weekend, so we're going to wait till Easter weekend when we've got 5 really good days of cruising.
Yeah, fingers crossed that the weather's good, and it's probably a good job we didn't move this week. So the weather's been horrific, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've not even been able to go and fill up for water, have we? It's been that bad.
Yeah, 2 days of really strong winds and rain. We don't want to move the boat in that. It's just not worth the risk. So I've been walking down the canal with a 12-litre canister for water, and we've just been topping up the tank with that.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed.
We have been showering.
Yeah, we have. So, this week's vlog is all about Reg's boat called the Tin Slug, and we met Reg on our way out of Leeds, didn't we?
Yeah, so those people who do follow us regularly will have seen Reg. We've travelled with him quite a little bit, didn't we? And basically Reg is a solo boat, and he's
He doesn't want people knowing his age.
What does he not?
No, I asked him that, and he said, no, I'm not telling anyone.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, I've just told you.
Yeah. So Reg...
It's a solo boater who apparently we can't disclose his age, although
No.
I just have, and Paul's going to edit it out.
Yeah, I will. Sorry, Reg. But yeah, he asked us to come up to Shipley and film his boat that is radio controlled, and it's absolutely brilliant. And if you stick around to the end of the video, we'll make an announcement about that boat.
Yeah.
But yeah, enjoy this week's vlog, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thanks so much again for all your support.
Yeah, thank
keep
you.
your comments coming, really do appreciate them.
Thank you. Enjoy the
Okay.
vlog. This is Tin Slug, a unique narrowboat with some really special features. This narrowboat is operated by radio control. Making it so much easier to operate your narrowboat single-handed through the swing bridges and the locks. This amazing radio-controlled narrowboat is almost like having a second invisible helmsman. With no need to tie up at lock landings, making it much easier to operate the locks by yourself. And you definitely don't have to worry about climbing onto the roof of the boat and then up the ladders of the lock. Another challenge as a solo boater is operating the swing bridges when often the mechanism is on the offside of the canal. but no challenge at all when your boat is operated by radio control. Just simply close the bridge behind you and walk up to your boat. Just watch how easy it is to take the boat single-handed back through the swing bridge and the lock below.
Because I'm single-handed, when I launched it the first lock, I found I had to climb onto the roof of the boat, along the roof and up a ladder to climb out to work the lock. Not prepared to do it. So I thought, what can I do to be two places at once? The Dutch barges I built previous to this were launched at Thames and Kennet Marina in Reading. And the crane driver there has radio control on his crane. I thought, that's what I need, radio control. It doesn't exist commercially. It's something I had to sort out myself. And it's the only way I would be prepared to use this boat on the canals, otherwise it would have to go. Unfortunately now, 5 years later, I've got a bad case of vertigo. I find myself very unsteady on the foredeck, or indeed moving around the locks, so the reality is time to go. So if you're single-handed and want to continue boating, this is the one to have.
And you were talking to me earlier about the advantages. There are obvious advantages about having a remote control boat, but you were telling me the other advantages that aren't so obvious?
Right, okay, so for example, when there's a lock coming up, you pull up at the lay-by, but you don't have to tie up because you've got the boat under control while you walk forward to set the lock. Having set the lock and you motor the boat in, you don't need to tie, or don't need a centre line or anything to control the boat, because again you've got it under control with your radio control while you refill or empty the lock and sort it out, etc, etc. The same comes for swing bridges, because swing bridges are so-and-so's, because all the workings are on the opposite side of the tow path. So poor unfortunate single-handed boater, he's on the wrong side to get his boat back. How they do it, well, I've seen all sorts of different ways. None of them would suit me because it normally involves a lot of running and jumping.
We've helped you before on this stretch of canal.
You did.
We were mesmerised. We were amazed that people didn't even know it was a remote control boat.
It's frightening. Often if I'm on a flight of locks where there's a pound in between locks, I'll come out of one lock heading for the next. There's a boat that's come out the next lock coming towards them. They don't notice there's nobody at the helm. It's quite frightening how people do not observe it. Having said that, I've had other people fall off their bicycles saying, I've been on the canals 35 years and I've never seen the like before. So yeah.
How long have you had the boat now, Reg?
I finished the build, it was September last would be 4 years.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to miss boating when you move off to dry land?
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to live on cruise ships for a couple of years, so I'm still moving about. Yeah,
don't blame you, don't blame you. What have been your favourite stretches of canal?
When I'm left alone on my own. Basically, I think over the Pennines have been brilliant. The Llangollen was good, and another brilliant one for the views, £1 million views, same as the Pennines here, was on the Lancaster Canal, which again I found brilliant. I came up the Shropshire Union from Birmingham. That was a pretty canal. Yeah.
And do you think it can be quite lonely as a solo boater on the canals? Or have you not found
I
that?
am a loner, so my answer to that is no. If I choose to be with people, I can be. I've quite enough contact with people wandering around the supermarkets with my trolley, deliberately bumping into young ladies to apologise. The main thing with these things is insulation. With property, it's location, location, location. With boats, it's insulate, insulate, insulate. The build of this is not only spray foam the entire shell, but also rock wool insulation. 2 lots of 100mm below gunnel, 100mm cabin sides and deck head. Add to that double glazing and thermobrake frames. They are a must to stop condensation ruining all your woodwork inside. And then the other thing, of course, is miserly on battery consumption, i.e. all LED lighting. My biggest draw is the refrigerator, which is about 11 amps every 2 hours. Otherwise I've got a washing machine and adapted to outside tumble dryer, but to cater for those I've got a 5 kVA travel power on the engine. And basically home from home.
Excellent. Well, Reg, can I just say it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you. We've met some characters in the 18 months we've been out on the canal, but you have been one of our favourite characters.
What, proper grumpy old git, you mean?
There's a lot more to you than that.
Well, can I say I'm really grateful to you boys for waiting so we can come up from Leeds sharing the locks rather than my having to empty them after you've gone up. So that's really good news.
No, you're welcome. We really enjoyed it. It was nice to meet you, Reg.
And not forgetting the lovely grub that Ad did for us that evening when we got to Gallows Bridge. Tremendous.
What exactly can you control with your remote?
What can I control? Anything that you can, which is the rudder, the throttle and gears, and bow thruster for those of you who've got it. Some narrowboaters call that the girly button. I call that the sensible button. Why make hard work of it when you can keep it simple? I often follow an American saying which is KISS, which stands for Keep It Simple Stupid.
Do you design and build your boat?
Right, I designed the whole layout of what I wanted. This is what they call a reverse layout, which I think is the correct layout, whereupon you go from the helm here into a galley rather than from the helm here into your bedroom. Who wants to do that? Anyway, but the shell was actually done by Steve Lambon of Lambon Hull, who then became Lambon Fabrications. And excellent welder. The boat swims well. Yeah.
What length is your boat, Reg?
He should have been 57 feet, but it's 58 feet because I've got a diesel fired stove which does my hot water and central heating, but it's fed gravity fed diesel, so the 2 bathroom bulkheads are actually vertical fuel tanks with the fillers in the coach roof. So it went from 57 to 58 feet on that basis. I think there's about 1,000 litres of fuel there for the stove. And of course an oil stove, you just light it and leave it on 24/7. It's always toasty. Get up in the night and bing, it's still 22 degrees or whatever you choose to set it at. So basically all my ideas below. But having said that, I did do 3 Dutch barges before this, and each one was a learning curve. For example, first one, single glazing, Worcester marine windows, aluminium frames. You could collect enough condensation off those every morning to refill everybody's battery in the blooming marina, in terms of distilled water. But so that's the first one. The second one, double glazing, but still aluminium frames. The third one, double glazing thermobrake frames, and that's the way forward. And of course, double up on the insulation. If the entire shell is spray foamed, that stops it corroding or condensating and corroding. Then of course the rock wall over and above that really does make a hell of a difference. If you ever go into a new build house, even on a cold damp day, it never feels that inside. Unlike an old turn of the century house, 100 years old, they always have that cold damp feeling about them. So yeah, I think that's about it. But yes, so my design here is semi-trad, which I like best, because you have people up here. It's an easy small hood to work single-handed, and then so you go galley, dinette, little saloon area, walk-through bathroom, and then a cross bed in the main sleeping cabin. And
the cross bed really does make a difference, doesn't it?
Oh yes,
on a narrowboat.
Yeah. Because you can lift the last 2 feet out and walk round, but invariably I normally just roll over the bed because my tumble dryer's the far end. My washing machine's in the heads, but the tumble dryer's in the part of the wardrobe arrangement in the bow, but ducted overboard, so no steam.
Now, can I ask you about your solar panels as well?
Yeah, now they're brilliant, recommended. I've got 3, I believe that size now they can be 300 watts. These are that bit older, so only 250 watt panels, but there's 3 of them wired in series, so you can come down a thinner cable at a higher voltage to a Victron MPPT controller, which converts down, and they are brilliant. In the summertime, the batteries back up to 100% after the fridge has drained the blooming batteries down by about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. This time of year not so good, because you don't get the sun or the heat. The sun hasn't got the same amount of energy in it. But no, they're brilliant things. Highly recommended.
What about batteries?
I've done every type of battery you can think of. On here I've put in those Trojan T105 6-volt cells. I've only got 4 of them. They're wired in series to get up to 12 volt. So I've got 440 amps at 12 volts, and that's ample for this.
Excellent. Why is your boat called Tin Slug, Reg?
This is a common question. Sadly, you chaps, it's, in my opinion, all narrowboats, are without exception, are ditch calling a tin slugs. The canals are ditches, and these things spend as long scraping on the bed as they do floating on the surface. Hence the name, Tin Slug.
Very romantic.
Just to upset all those narrowboat enthusiasts.
Yeah, just to let you know that Reg has decided that it's time to hang his tiller up, and his boat is going to be up for sale. We'll leave a link to the advert for Reg. Quite sad, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it is. Anyway, it's like we probably won't realistically get to see Reg again. It's quite sad, but we've thoroughly enjoyed his company. His boat is amazing.
It takes off any stress, doesn't it? And I think even if you're a couple on a narrowboat, and there are going to be occasions, especially if one of you's working or something happens, that you've got to move your boat on your own, that worry's gone, hasn't it? Especially swing bridges, even more than locks, I think.
Yeah. So any solo boat will know like the difficulties of navigating the network.
Yeah.
And this sort of takes that sort of stress out, like you said. Yeah. But I'm quite sad to see Reg go, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see him in the future, definitely.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think he'll come up north to visit his family. He's got family on the Wirral, hasn't he?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll meet up. You always a drink, Reg, by the way. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed the video, and a big thank you to Reg for letting us film his boat. A lot of people have asked to film it in the past, and he said no. Yeah. So yeah, we hope you enjoyed seeing Reg's radio-controlled boat, and please keep your comments coming, like Anthony said earlier. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give the video a like, and we'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yep. Take care.
Bye for now. Bye.